Hello everyone! Today I'm going to do a review of Burberry's amazing summer collection, and the reason I had to talk to you about this collection is primarily because I have found the perfect everyday pink blush, plus I am in love with the new Burberry lipsticks, especially the two new sheer and matte lipsticks. So because I want to walk you through the swatches, I'm going to do close-up shots as well as, standard shots so you can see how the lipstick looks and moves across my lips. And I just have to say that lipstick is my new everyday essential. I'm gonna be honest, I wear tinted sunscreen, I wear maybe some mascara, I curl my lashes most days, but the only color that I really wear on a daily basis is actually lipstick. Now most of the time I do prefer a matte lip just because it's a little bit lower maintenance and requires less application because a lot of mattes tend to stain, which is perfect for low maintenance gals like me because I really don't like to reapply even if I'm at home or on the go. I know some people might consider that laziness, but I just like makeup that performs well throughout the day so I don't have to keep an eye on it. Now, I am wearing the Glossy Lipsticks today. It's a hybrid between a balm and color, and I just think it's so fabulous. My lips, as you guys know, are very prone to dryness, and this formula does not make my lips peel whatsoever. So the problem that I face with a lot of glossy lipsticks is that they look great for the first hour or two, and as they dry, as they wear throughout the day, they kind of irritate my lips and cause peeling. So I have not experienced any irritation whatsoever, and they just glide like butter across the lips, but the lipstick doesn't melt inside the tube because the packaging is so amazing. It holds the shape of the lipstick together. I've left it in the car before and it didn't melt all over the place, which is great. It stayed a solid tube of lipstick. So I'm wearing a combination of Cherry Red 301 and Orange Poppy 273 in the Burberry Kisses Sheer Moisturizing Shine Lip Color, and these are truly some of the best gloss, balm, hybrid, whatever lipsticks you want to call them. They're on the sheerer end, as you can tell, and they do have a glossy finish, but I'm just obsessed with them. I have 3 colors, and the last one is more of an everyday neutral pink. It's not too cool, not too warm. So if you have a warm complexion like I do that's yellow toned, then I highly recommend it because I don't like lipsticks that are too blue. I think it's just too much contrast against my skin tone. But again, that's just my preference. Different strokes for different folks, as I always say. Moving on to some other lipsticks. Like I've mentioned before, matte is my preference, and I've always been a fan of Burberry's matte lipsticks. I feel like the previous edition, the previous formula that they changed for this one was just as good. In fact, I feel like these are even better just because they have more of a creaminess to them. I actually like a super dry matte lipstick, but I can see how these would be a little bit more comfortable in the winter time if you live in a cold climate. Luckily, I live in Southern California and we don't have a true winter. We don't even have a real fall, so I can wear drier matte formulas, but if you live somewhere like on the East Coast or in London, then yes, I would say that this matte lipstick you can wear in the dead of winter because it is quite moisturizing, but it still gives you that really sleek and modern matte finish that I actually find is even more timeless than a creamy lipstick sometimes. I personally love and tend to wear Rosy Red number 428 in the Lip Velvet the most. Now, I just find that this is the perfect red for every day just because it's not too deep, it's not too rich, it has a slight bit of pink, which warms up my yellow toned complexion. And yes, it does stain, so it lasts throughout food. Now, I normally tend to apply this just along the center of my lips because the pigmentation is so rich and so opaque. I never wear it as a full lip color, but I have gotten so many questions about this when I wear this out because it's such a pretty pinky red shade. Now, this is more of a true summer shade. This is the Coral Orange number 411 Lip Velvet. When you wear this as an ombre lip, it is the perfect everyday orange just because this one is slightly sheerer than the Rosy Red, and I think maybe it's just my natural lip color because it pulls more mauve. It just doesn't show quite as much, but if you have slightly less pigmented lips, then number 411, this Coral Orange, may be the perfect fit for you. It might look even brighter on you than me because I'm actually a little bit tan right now. I'm more of a medium shade as opposed to my normal light medium. So I just love this because it isn't too obnoxious and it doesn't make my teeth look more yellow yellow. I have noticed that because I've been drinking coffee every day, I may or may not need to get my teeth whitened sooner than I expected to because I've never whitened them before. I'm a little scared because my teeth are already sensitive, but because I have been wary of how true oranges affect the appearance of my teeth, I tended to stay away from them. But actually with this coral orange, I actually love the way it makes my complexion look. Moving on from lipsticks, we have the Lip and Cheek Blooms. These are actually multi-use products that have a really creamy texture. They are on the sheerer, more translucent end of the spectrum. So if your preference is more natural looking makeup, then these are the way to go. You can use them on your cheeks and your lips, and I wanted to show you how different they look when just swatched on a finger versus blended out onto a cheek. So I'm going to use the back of my hand and I'm going to show you color number 9, Poppy, and this one is a bright pinkish red, and I feel like it looks really intimidating in the pot. But on the cheek, it's such a nice natural flush when you use just a little bit. And I tend to use one ring finger by itself and just gently pat it onto the apples of the cheek, just right here. My personal favorite from this collection is the Orange Blossom number 7, because I find that it just provides a very, very gentle hint of color in case I want to apply a powder on top or mix it with my bronzer. It creates a really, really natural, very slightly flushed effect. Not like a pink flush, but just more like a healthy way to boost the color in my face. And last but not least, we have my new Holy Grail pink blush. I am very particular when it comes to blushes because I would rather just wear bronzer alone and leave it at that. I don't like the appearance of wearing too much makeup, and I always have to wear bronzer to even out my forehead with the rest of my face. So I don't want to look like I'm wearing too much, especially because when it's hot, the more makeup you wear, it looks exponentially heavier. Now I think where this Pink Harmony blush duo excels is its super lightweight texture. It doesn't look heavy or feel heavy like a traditional powder on the skin, and I would have to say it's probably one of the most finely milled pearlescent blushes that I've tried in a long time. Even when it kicks up dust from my brush, the particles are ultra fine, and it's kind of like a perfume mist when it goes in the air as opposed to like a thick chalky powder that I sometimes notice with the majority of blushes that I've tried recently. So I love this one when mixed together. I'm actually not a big fan of like that super thick dark highlight anymore. I don't want it to be so noticeable. I want it to be a subtle sheen. Actually, let me just swatch them really quickly. Even though I wanted to show you the application directly to my face, I know some people do want to use blush and highlighter separately still. So if that's your preference, here are the swatches. Both powders are incredibly well pigmented, so I actually tap off quite a bit before applying them to my face. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap to my Burberry Summer 2016 beauty review. On my brows as well, I do have the new ebony color, and I've been using one brow pencil for a long time, for like the last 4 or 5 months, but actually I think this is going to be my new go-to because it is richly pigmented, it's a little bit waxier, and now that my brows are growing in more and more. If you guys want to see an updated eyebrow routine, give this video a thumbs up for me so I can gauge the interest. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask me on Twitter or Instagram. See you next time. Bye.